Alright, here's the second Jerkbot video for my redacted channel, my car redacted, my diary. Um, one of the things I didn't mention in this was like the big bad wolf and being evicted, um, and which is something that I worry about when I sleep. Um, but I've updated Jerkbot to include my like not just like things that I'm paranoid or worried about, but like literally my worst fears and like the worst possible things, and then also just negative behaviors that people shouldn't do, like this big blanket statement. It's a big blanket of statement or of things for people not to do that people just shouldn't do. Kind of like how God made the Ten Commandments. But yeah, just like a lot of like behaviors that I don't like or that I'm worried about, and then some of it's just stuff that just happened to me before. That's like the jerkbot tells you that it says random quotes that it'll do to you or paranoid worrying things that that either I've dealt with in the past or that I want or that I think that could happen and that there should be contingency for like and but I'll read the top and then I'll have the text to speech say the all the things just like last time, but this time I'll go through the whole list again. Now if you do start, then it'll do them at random, but now I'm just gonna go through them one by one. All my worst fears. So like you're reading my diary, so you're about to learn not like who I have a crush on, but like literally my worst fears. So that's something that you'll probably learn if you have like a really detailed diary of somebody. Um, but so here's a quick start. Spooky text to speech to begin. This is Jerkbot. Tells you it'll do what people have done to me and things I'm afraid of, like afraid of happening, um, and things that need contingency, paranoia, logical paranoia, like logic, and worries and fears. Alright, here we go.
I can see you through the walls when the room goes dark. Something cold just touched your neck, but don't turn around. The footsteps in the attic are getting closer to the hatch. The footsteps in the attic are getting closer to the hatch. Your shadow moves when you aren't looking. Did you remember to lock the back door? Don't drink coffee, drink tea, just do one. When you get to that house, don't drink coffee. You're awesome. You're the big cheese. Do you want me to respect you? That's the Grand Master. You're the boss. You're not better than anyone, I'm gonna tear you down. You know what's the problem? You and everyone like you. Oh, I'm gonna have lots of negative behaviors and cause problems and be mean, instigative, and passive-aggressive. I'm gonna call the cops on you. I'm gonna turn the heat on 80 in the middle of summertime. I'm gonna make it an unreasonable, uncomfortable temperature and turn it really cold and really hot and break the AC. You get evicted, it's when you sleep, I'm the big bad wolf.
Oh, I did add that one.
I'm gonna text you and make threats, say paranoid things, suggest threats of false victimhood and trouble with the law, and make up stuff you did what you did. I'm gonna take the fork from your hand at lunchtime, say is it yours, then punch you in the face and then call the police on you. I'm gonna tase you in your heart and then repeatedly visit you and get in your bubble and jab my finger into your heart under your rib cage in an attempt to cause a future heart attack and to hurt you, and I know I can get away with it. I'm gonna scratch you, draw blood, and then tell the cops and get you in trouble with the law by making up a false story. I'm gonna seduce you and claim rape. I'm gonna tell you to F me in my sleep and consent to it, saying it's a kink, and tell everyone you did it and it was rape. I'm gonna not wash my cooch and seduce you. I'm gonna be a problem and a sociopath. I'm gonna burn your house down. The dragon shotgun, there's no coming back from that. I'm gonna turn drama shows on the TV and be mean and cause drama and put on shows depicting gunshots and people threatening people with guns. I'm gonna get you at a second location. I'm gonna get knives everywhere and say suicide can be done if you slice all the way up your arm, and tell you I'll gouge your eye out and repeatedly put my hands on you. I'm gonna stab you with a fork but not break the skin. I'm gonna make events happen again and again, same as when I did things to you, and sometimes do them, sometimes not. I'm gonna torture you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna neglect you. I'm gonna keep you locked up and repeatedly bring you to a room with other strong men and get on top of you, and each of us will tase you and keep tossing you with lots of tasers and tase up your butt and grab your balls and do it again and again, even when you say you don't want to go to the room, and threaten to do it again when I see you next time in the jail. I'm gonna trigger your paranoia, acting worried and in distress, and do an activity where there's lots of images like that and ask you to glue them to some paper to make something. I'm going to walk into your room and say we need to get rid of some things. I'm gonna boss you around and police you. I'm going to have you in my home and drink around you and get on top of you and beat you and follow you to the bathroom and to your room and bang on your door and whip you with a belt and take things and throw your stuff away. I think it's my place to not let other people do things, and I say we and don't allow them to live their best life and be independent. I'm gonna make you take meds that affect your competence, emotion, and cause mental lapses and make you feel bad, and have people make you take them after I go doctor shopping and get you on them by talking about you. I'm gonna keep you from using your voice and make decisions for your life. I'm gonna talk about you and the narrative of the room. You know there's knives over there. Did you look at me? Did you look at your mom? Don't walk around the room, no more of that back and forth, he's pacing, don't keep the pace. I'm gonna say frustrating mean things to you as blanket statements to bully you, it works even in a room with other people. I'm gonna push your buttons and find out what has frustrated you or made you mad before and stare at you and do them to be instigative. I'm gonna make threats and make motions toward you and close the gap. I'm gonna smoke weed and drink alcohol around you. Quiet in the clique, bitches, and snitches get stitches. When you are talking to me in the group, I'm gonna say under my breath, he won't shut up. I'm gonna be disrespectful. Take a short shower, take a long shower, I bang on the door and throw the door open. What's lights out? That caffeine, how long's it last? Just do one. I'm gonna put my hand in your face and touch your face and forehead. I'm gonna walk away from you and say you're chasing me. I'm gonna walk in front of you and block your way. I'm gonna call the police and psych industry again. I'm gonna hurt ya. I'm gonna hurt myself. When you tell me what you're afraid I'll do to you, I'm gonna do all of them repeatedly over the years and threaten to do all the ones I haven't. You know what one of the worst phrases to say is? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna watch you and observe you and worry about what you're doing, boss you around, take control of your life, and have a negative agenda for how your life should be. When you set clear boundaries that don't affect what I'm doing or me living my best life, I'm going to outright be disrespectful and tell you we're not gonna do that, that I'm not gonna respect you or your boundaries. I'm gonna say we a lot and abuse the word and affect your life with it. I'm gonna take your money, ask where you keep it, ask to see your wallet, and say I left $1,000 in your house and take money from people. I'm going to steal a $1,500 vase, it's just gonna go missing and I'm gonna tell you before I do it and get away with it. I'm gonna turn the volume up when people talk in the car. I'm gonna talk about really nice restaurants and get you hungry and not take you anywhere and pick favorites and only get food for some of the clients. I'm gonna make threats to people you love and say I have a gun and shout pop pop. I'm gonna act a fool and think it's okay. I'm gonna bring everyone to my house and leave them in a hot car at Home Depot and outside my house. I'm gonna have bad room etiquette and kitchen etiquette. I'm going to say why do you do that? I'm going to say why do you do that? I'm gonna talk about and control the narrative of the room. I'm gonna talk about the future and movie spoilers. I'm gonna do posturing and make aggressive gestures. I'm going to take your things and gifts other people gave you. I'm going to take your stuff and steal from you and throw your stuff away. I'm gonna break the 10 Commandments. I'm gonna commit crimes against people I don't like. I'm gonna use the Bible as a reason to do crimes or be hateful. I'm going to not do my job and get clients to do it for me. You can have that, but just one, puts finger in your face, you must conform to my lack mindset. I want to see you behind bars, you go to jail. I'm going to put you on timeout, and waste your time. I'm gonna make you apologize and say you're the problem in a bunch of ways and talk about you, gossip, and spread false rumors and fake news. I will deny my bullying and say it never happened and say I never said that and get other people to say you're the bully, not me, you're too sensitive, you're crazy, I'm the victim. I'm going to threaten you and kick you in the balls and harass you with the police and psych industry and talk about everything I know you'll fear I do and say paranoid things and threats and talk about what you're doing and the narrative of the room and what you just did and boss you around and throw your stuff away and take things, be a reverse victim and offender and harm you and ask for sympathy. I'm going to make you defend yourself before you can speak up. I'm gonna set the narrative that you're crazy and you're the problem and prolong issues and problems and make you relieve negative situations and scenarios and call you the problem and the devil accountability escape. You're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. They're crazy, they're just crazy, they're crazy. He's so mad, ha ha ha, he's so mad, you're so mad. You're mad, you're so mad, you're so mad. Everyone hates you. He's crazy. He's a pathological liar. You're a pathological liar. Are you hearing voices and why are you agitated? Your feet smell. I'm going to sabotage your coffee. I'm going to cause problems for you. Talk about what you're doing, make extra steps and affect your life negatively. I have a negative agenda for how your life should be. I'm jealous of you and your perfect little life. I'm going to yap every time you go in the fridge and when you come out of your room and make noises when you move or enter the room. I'm going to wait until you do something and cause drama, anxiety, sadness, and panic and talk about what you're doing and yell at you, walk up to you and say hey you when you're doing your thing and being independent. I'm going to take the info and password sticker off the router. I'm going to break into your room and steal your stuff. You're nothing special. You don't run nothing. You say you're a leader. How long have you been doing that? I don't play. I'm going to act a fool. You're a fool. How old are you? You're not older than dirt. I'm gonna say we, don't say we. I'm gonna affect your life abusing the word we. You're the big cheese. Why do you have so many of those? How long have you had those? We should get rid of them. I'm going to steal from you and make your stuff go missing and take things at vulnerable opportune times. We need to get you a haircut. Don't do trans, just pick one, don't be gender fluid. I'm going to take up spaces in length, and when you pause and watch, wait for getting by and doing what you're doing, I'm going to stop what I'm doing, look at you, square up my chest, and talk about you, act like I want to fight. I'm going to posture you and say, what dog, you know where I'm from, you wanna play, let's fight. I'm going to ask you, do you hit people then, and act instigative and cause drama, say frustrating things. I'm going to get in your face and yell in your face and start a fight or get you to call the police on me. I'm going to stop when I'm passing by you and say, why do you do that, when I walk extra close and you politely move your shoulder to be respectful. I'm going to set a threatening, fear-based, negative, unsafe, criminal, scary narrative and boss everyone around and have a negative agenda for their life. I'm going to talk about what you are doing and what you did, whatever it is, even stuff from social media, and talk in a forceful, loud, threatening way and make advances and close the gap and come to your door and your room and come into your room and ask, are you okay? I'm going to repeatedly ask, are you okay, way too much after you've told me you want to be left alone and want privacy, solitude, and minimal social interaction and to not be observed, and I'm going to worry about what you're doing and talk about what you're doing even after you ask me not to, and set that clear boundary. And when you set your good boundaries that don't affect what I'm doing or me living my best life, I'm going to outright be disrespectful and tell you outright immediately, I will not respect your boundaries and we're not going to do that, and I'm going to take control and power from your life and affect your peace and how you do things, and actively tell you we're not going to do things how you want and say we, and keep you from where you want to be and drive you around endlessly and keep you from your home and your water, food, and things you like to do. I'm going to have negative, bad behavior and be disrespectful even though respect is first nature. I'm going to tell you to sit down and go over there and take your favorite spot from you. When I see you doing something, I'm going to talk about what you're doing and yell at you. I'm going to tell you to sit down and go over there and take your favorite spot from you. When I see you doing something, I'm going to talk about what you're doing and yell at you. I'm going to make you take meds that affect you negatively and affect your competence. I'm going to make you get less than 8 hours of sleep. I'm going to not sleep and talk to people when they come out of their room and talk to them even though they want to do their thing and have told me to not worry about what they're doing or talk about what I'm doing and not to bother them when they come out of their room. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to get a job where I clean and work in service and pass out meds and make food and say we're not slaves and not do my job even though slavery is working without pay, but I wouldn't want a job either. I'm going to get clients to do my job for me, as much of it as possible, and then not give them the cut of my paycheck that they earned when I wasn't doing the job I was paid to do even though it's an easy job. I'm going to tell you I'm going to be a problem and also tell you I'm going to call the police on you. I'm going to be verbally aggressive and shout in your face and push you and threaten you and say you're the problem and poke you with my nails and hands together and shout at you and say I know what you're doing and say really and what does really mean. I'm going to tell you I'm not going to talk to you and not communicate and constantly end the conversation and not let you talk, and I'm going to talk while you're talking and not listen to you. I'm going to be disrespectful. You're a fool. I don't play. I'm no fool. I'm going to have delusions about your behavior and talk falsely about your behavior and assume you're going to hit people and say you're a criminal and a danger to yourself and others and you're delusional and steal your stuff and say things to make you look bad and spread rumors and report you and talk about you. I'm going to report fake news and spread misinformation. I'm going to be a jerk and be on my worst behavior. Remove the gray matter, take it out, no it matters. General torture. Torture tossed in a room again, brought in repeatedly, manhandled and tossed like before, especially in a jail or facility. Given the butt injection sedative without reason. Given midnight elixir sleeping pills. Drones with guns. Oppression. Lack mindset. Harassment with police and psych industry. Criminal allegations. Jail. Death sentence. Time out. People worrying about what I'm doing or talking about what I'm doing or things I did, especially false. People talking about me or making noises or bothering me when I come out of my room. People threatening me and saying paranoid things. People being manipulative. People actively being a problem. People who like drama, jealousy and envy. Haters. People who are actively trying to be the problem. People who like pain. The devil. Killers. People with weapons. People who covertly damage my body. People who cause mental damage and PTSD and paranoia through real behaviors, oppression and manipulation. People who play the role of a parent. People who ask me how old I am to see if they're older than me. People who don't respect good boundaries. People who are disrespectful even though respect is first nature. People who own a gun or threaten gun or knife violence. People who suggest suicide. Being made to take negative drugs. Being drugged. Somebody talking about you or going doctor shopping, putting you on meds that affect competence, emotion, cause mental lapses, or people who put you on sleeping pills. People who talk about your coffee or a haircut. People who put roadblocks or negative boundaries or conditions into your life. People who put labels on you. People who hate a group or minority. Organized crime. Someone like a parent, a guardian or attorney who takes control and power from your life or makes decisions without you. People who don't like your competence, girth, or don't like you being comfortable. People who are verbally aggressive. Bullies. Liars. Thieves. Lawbreakers. People who enable or drink smoke around you or talk about it or cause a threat of easy relapse. People who tell you not to do things, tell you do things, or use words like obsession or addiction to affect your life or affect your positive agenda goals or what you do. People who tell you not to do things, tell you do things, or use words like obsession or addiction to affect your life or affect your positive agenda goals or what you do. People who don't directly work for you and don't treat you like the boss, are disobedient or don't listen to you or get others to do the job they're paid for, or use words like slavery in roles of Alfred or service, as slavery is working without pay. Bogarts quote The Field Guide to the Fantastical World Around You. Bogarts quote The Field Guide to the Fantastical World Around You. Ghetto thug, criminal, hood gangster type who aren't the positive crew kind that act a fool, are criminal or have negative behaviors. Non-consensual Neuralink. Weaponized consent. Passive aggressive behavior. People coordinate passive aggression. reality, or have passive-aggressive personal behavior, instigation or trying to make you the problem or get you in trouble, lifting phone like filming or filming. They use mental health terms to control you. Lifting phone like filming or filming. People talking in conaltive hazards and effing with your mind. People discouraging imaginatin and method acting, telling you you're not a character you've recently performed or cosplayed as. People looking at your online posts and content and talking SHT forceful talk, panic and scary and threatening and confronting you about especially coming to your room or home or showing up at your door to do it, whatever it is. Having physical threatening behavior and forcing people into their rooms and telling them to go to their room. Having physical threatening behavior and forcing people into their rooms and telling them to go to their room. Giving someone a compliment and then telling them to do something or saying something limiting or to affect what they're doing. Being someone's sacred piece. Telling someone not to use their coping mechanisms. Telling someone not to just sit or stand or sing them stressed and brayating or taking a moment to themselves and bullying them or telling them not to feel safe, okay, or keep themselves okay. Forming eye contact or social drama on someone who likes peace, solitude, privacy, has autism and is an introvert. Policing people you're in the room with. Telling people not to walk around too much or talking about or telling them what to, how to, or about where they're sitting, standing, walking around, or how they're sitting, or affecting them laying down or having their head down or wearing a hoodie. Forcing routines or stools places to be, do, where to sit. Making someone be somewhere they don't want to be or taking their favorite spot. Putting the spoon in someone's door and putting it back so it falls and makes a noise every time they come out of their room, which by the way is a logical fallacy. Having a problem when people use the bathroom or causing problems with people using the bathroom, shouting at them or getting in their way or locking doors or putting them on meds or giving them meds that make it hard to use it or causing drama when replacing the toilet paper. They comment to undermine, instigate, or piss you off. People talking about your coffee or haircut. People coordinate to put you on bad meds. Medication requires consent. Some people trick you or gain ability to speak on your behalf or talk about you. People don't respect boundaries. They violate good boundaries intentionally. People set negative passive-aggressive boundaries to affect you living your best life. They lock people up and tase them over and over. Reality, not a real or legal practice. They tase you strapped down. People make you aware of how you talk or where you look in a room or talk about what you're looking at. People calling you, making you out to be the devil or taking control and power from you, as with the Tarot Devil card. People make you aware of how you talk or where you look in a room or talk about what you're looking at. People calling you, making you out to be the devil or taking control and power from you, as with the Tarot Devil card. Armed people with hand cannons wielding guns. People taking over your life. Covered body damage. People secretly injure you or poke you or verbally manipulate. The interesting thing is they get away with it even though it's possible without awareness, probably them making noises or repeating things to make you question it more or forget about it or not think about it. People intentionally create PTSD in you, events, not organized targeting, manipulation, oppression. People threaten violence to control you. People make you live somewhere you don't want to live, like a nursing home. People secretly drug you. People place obstacles to sabotage you. Someone wants legal control over you. Relapse triggers. People try to make you relapse. Doing things known to frustrate. They do something passive-aggressive to you to get a reaction requiring stoic resolve, like slamming on the brakes during conversation. They use mental health terms to control you. Reality: people misuse words, but not strategically. People Neuralink or tech or medical feeding tube for no reason. They implant tech without consent. Neglect: affecting you negatively with boundaries that affect what the other is doing or them living their best life. Taking money. Aggressive behavior: people act aggressively toward you as a group or individually. Posturing or closing the gap. People physically attempt anger or instigative, try to start fight, intimidate you intentionally or get physical, covert physical, violent or passive aggressive. Instigative behavior: they provoke you on purpose. Hostility toward you. Weaponized self-defense: people use self-defense as an excuse to harm you. Reality: not systemic. Tasers or taser torture, or they tase people randomly. Reality: not legal. Terrorists: misused terraformer on Earth. Negative people who seem okay but something's not right. People hide harmful intentions. Reality: people can be complex, but not secretly dangerous. Fake news in image ruining and discreditment and bringing up past behavior, especially really old stuff or things that make you mad. People spread lies to destroy you. Reality: people gossip, but not in coordinated campaigns. People pushing people's buttons, making them mad, being instigative and repeating things that are negative social situations. They provoke you intentionally. Repeated social situations and patterns that are scary or negative, or where it's the same thing but you don't do what was done last time. Repeat scary situations on purpose. Damaging people's heart or brain. People harm your organs secretly. Non-compliance. Phone takers. Causing victimhood and making a person someone who is carrying an overwhelming amount of stress and feeling burdened by a deep sense of mistreatment, feeling targeted, manipulated, oppressed, bossed around, and dealing with intense situations that feel scary and controlling. Dealing with feelings of being harassed, manipulated, or trapped can be completely exhausting. People refuse to cooperate to undermine you. Prefrontal lobotomy: they drill into your skull to control your thoughts. Reality: old, abandoned medical procedure. Never used for ESP, mind control, or punishment. Transorbital lobotomy: they stab your eye socket to erase your personality. Reality: historic procedure, no longer legal or practiced anywhere. Lobotomy: they inject alcohol into your brain to shut you up. Reality: obsolete technique. Not used today. Subcaudate tractotomy: they burn your brain if you're sad. Reality: rare old psychosurgery. Never used for punishment. Cingulotomy: they slice out your emotions. Reality: modern, precise, extremely rare treatment for severe OCD. Not a lobotomy. Anterior capsulotomy: they cut your brain to make you behave. Reality: tiny lesions for severe OCD. Never used for behavior control. Limbic lobotomy: they scramble your brain if you don't listen. Reality: rare combination procedure. Not used for discipline or coercion. Hemispherectomy: they remove half your brain if you misbehave. Reality: life-saving epilepsy surgery for children. Never used for mental illness or punishment. Corpus callosotomy, they split your brain to control you. Reality, done only for severe epilepsy. Both hemispheres remain intact. Soldier brain surgeries, they experiment on soldiers and take the left half of the brains. Reality, surgeries remove damaged tissue or shrapnel. Done to save lives.
Being threatened to unconsensually send you as a into the military or to a place repeated like other locations or Green Oaks or the jail or whatever, making those locations happen to you and repeated threats and repeated harassment. But most of that isn't real. Most of it's just things that I'm paranoid about, and I think that um, the opposite of paranoia is paranoia, and it's about trust, and it's about people having good behavior and like being trustworthy. And most of the things that Jerkbot just said, um, like that they don't actually happen and that everything's just positive and good. But I just wanted to, like in a super clearly spoken, except for whenever I misspell things, but like a clear, like easy to understand, like stuff that I deal with people, stuff that I'm worried about dealing with people, and blanket statements that are a big blanket over like all over everybody of just like what not to do, kind of like God's 10 Commandments of like what not to do, and just redacted, so I don't want to talk about it, and it's not really like it's existing like notes and stuff, but like it's in the diary and it's stuff that I don't want to talk about and stuff I would never promote. And I don't really want to see this on the TV or anything. Obviously, anything on my diary, I don't want to see on the TV because that would just be just awful to put something like that on there. But like, literally, if you don't promote like a channel, like literally, like you have to seek it out or you can subscribe to it. But like, it's um, the odds of because people aren't actually going to find those things. Like, and then it's like literally like the only way to find something like this is redacted or to read somebody's diary or to look up like if you because I keep on putting redacted because it's like that's there are reasons like literally like just imagine everything in my diary has like a big uh, marker over it where you can't read it, but like that it is public and there isn't a marker over it. There's stuff that I'm really paranoid and worried about that I just would really hope would never like where I would never be put into a situation where any of those things would actually happen, where I don't have any negative people in my life, where I just have positive people. But I think it's good that I have something out there where maybe it specifies a little bit, like just a few examples of what I mean by negative behavior. Like even though a lot of this is just like the worst case scenario and some of the worst stuff, but like yeah, so because like you could say negative behavior and positive behavior, like those are like that's good and bad, like that's like this is all really bad stuff, and like it's bad behavior, it's oppressive behavior, it's like negative behavior, and it's a jerk bot saying, "Oh, I'm like all of these things have been done to him, or that he's worried about them happening." So I'm just gonna jerkbot's gonna do all these things to you. It's gonna wear a shirt that says "I'm on my worst behavior" and have a jerk hat. Um, all right, there we go. And that was like if I were to have done this without these special like without doing text to speech, like that probably would have been over an hour of me try like, and then I would either have to have this or like some sort of like an organized way of doing it, because it's like drawing with crayons or just like talking without organizing, like, or thinking about like what it really is that's weighing heavy on my mind, and like what are my real paranoid things that are, what's the logical side of it, and what is the actual mental damage from real situations that I've been in, like that have led to like thinking of like the worst stuff that is that could actually happen that is like these things. But like a lot of the stuff like that, you're the big cheese or you're the boss or whatever, is more stems from people who have called me the big cheese, and like have actively not respected, or like that like aren't actually, or who do not treat me in that way. Um, yeah, but like out of the blue would call me that, as though, I don't know. All right, there is the second jerkbot video from my redacted diary, and that is, you're reading my diary, so I don't really want to see this anywhere, and I don't really want to talk about this. This is um, this isn't really for anybody except for me. Like if I want to come back to these things and be like, oh well, I like, cause it's gonna be so good to like whenever I look at these things, but like I'm actually in a situation where I'm in heaven on earth and everything's just good, and like I'm not in like and like I'm not I don't have any of these negative people in my life, or this negativity, or these people like completely taking over my whole life, and having control over my life and affecting me with negative agenda for how my life should be, like um, where everything is just good, and like I'm just day to day I just do my thing, and like am unaffected by somebody who just, people who I really don't want in my life. But I'm really happy that this is actually artwork that I made. This is the severity, or the dark all-seeing eye artwork, and that's I decided to leave that, or to have that in this. But speaking of that,
I can see you through the walls when the room goes dark.
there you go. There we go. That's going to my diary. And today's date is 8/17/2026.